Hi, Tom Cole for the Steve Taylor Community Connection. Certainly an honor and privilege to be here with Chris Cremean. Chris, thanks so much. We've done this before, Chris. Really is an honor to have you on set. Tell the folks the name of your organization, US Vets Inc., is that right?
United States Vets Inc.
And established
2006.
Okay.
And 2007 became a 501c3
Okay.
nonprofit. Ever since then, we've been three-pronged mission. And that's, we always say we are ARE, advocacy, referral, and education. And the advocacy is obviously to get veterans into services that they are entitled to and connect them. And then referral, obviously, to make those referrals to the organizations that can help them. And then education is two-pronged. One is actually the education of the veteran of what services are available to them, because a lot of times they don't realize that, what they can be eligible for. And then also educating the public about the needs of veterans. And one of the things we also have promoted is, and this is important for today, is make every day Veterans Day.
Oh, I like that.
Because basically we're out there serving veterans every day. The needs are out there every day. You know, it's nice and great that our society honors veterans on Veterans Day. But at the same time, you know, a thank you is not enough. The needs continue to be there, especially in this time. With the current situation, what we've done is we've actually established a program called Veteran Pandemic Relief. So
And what does that entail, Chris?
Well, what we're doing is we're trying again to meet the needs of the veterans during this difficult time with increased unemployment, increased food needs, the PPE. So what we're asking for is people to support us through donations to get those items to the veterans, and also the items themselves. So we've done some food drives, we've done some clothing drives. I know your next person here, Carolyn, will be talking about some clothing drives we've just completed and food drives too.
There's nothing more important than to recognize the service that men and women have given to our country through all the years. We get to live our lives. We have a great life in the United States because of men and women that have served. I mean, that's the beginning and the end of everything. Why do you think it is, Chris, that sometimes veterans, after they've served, get pushed to the side? What is that? I've never understood that. Why do you think that is?
Well, my perspective is that, and again, I'm not a veteran myself, but working with veterans these many years, my father was World War II vet, my father-in-law World War II vet. They go back into society and then become part of society. So basically they blend in.
Right.
But one of the things I've been asking veterans to do is to recognize what that military experience gave them. And that was the ability to learn how to serve. And I said, okay, now how are you taking that back into society for yourself to continue serving the community? And so we don't want to concentrate so much just on the negative problems, the homeless and the needs that aren't being met. But how is that veteran actually becoming a productive citizen to help serve? And one of the campaigns that we actually are doing right now this year is lifting up veteran-owned businesses.
Oh, great idea.
And we've actually connected with about 15 in Northwest Ohio so far. And I keep asking everybody, if you know somebody, let me know.
Yeah.
They're on our website to lift them up as far as their service and connect them to people that need their services.
John Kennedy said one time, every young person, man or woman, when they graduate from high school or college, should get a year or two of military service. Not necessarily wartime,
or in
but
his case, the Peace Corps.
Some kind of service to the country. And in retrospect, when you think about that, there's a lot of validity to that. It gives you a deeper understanding of your country, how lucky we are, widen your horizons, and it's not just about me getting outside yourself. There's a lot to that, and that's what our veterans have done. They've sacrificed and gotten outside themselves and made a difference in our country. Chris, you're a great organization, and we applaud you in the work that you're doing. Taylor's proud. I know Steve was proud to team with you on the flagpole for veterans that we
Right.
did in front of Jocko's Ice Cream.
Yeah, actually, to continue that, we're actually going to try to include more businesses in that area.
Good.
As a veterans center.
It's kind of a hub.
We're working with a couple of groups over there, Capers, and also
Capers they're good
company
people.
across the street. We're going to try to build some more community in that
Soon Jim and Capers are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tremendous. What's the best way if people want to help out and get involved, whether it's helping a vet in business or clothing or financial or whatever it might be? Is online the best way to contact you, Chris? What's that online?
Yeah, it's the website, so www.unitedstatesvets.org.
Okay.
And they can donate there, they can get the resources. We have a resource page that probably has 20 pages to it of resources that are available and connecting. And also what we would like to do is promote them to send an email and ask their question. Because again, my background is social work.
Sure.
And so basically I want to make sure that we're meeting an individual need and a question. That's the best way to serve. And one of the things we've been able to do is actually give out gift cards to community organizations in the past. Unfortunately, that slowed up because we were working with Walmarts to have tables outside. In March, that ended. So basically now we're looking for more donations and more support from the community.
Chris, you're a man making a difference. We're really proud of you. Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you so much for being with us on the Steve Taylor Community Connection.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, Steve Taylor here, and thank you Tom and Chris, that was fantastic. We got to learn a little bit more. I'm here though, and I'm excited. I'm with Carolyn Nagy, and I wanted to thank you for your service. Also, congratulations are in order. You are a 2020 Hall of Fame recipient here for the United States Veterans.
That is correct.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
This is decided on the state level with the governor's approval, and the Hall of Fame was initiated in 1992. And since that time, there are approximately 900 plus that have been inducted. And in that amount, there are 67 women, one of which I am. And this year there were 136 applicants, and of which 20 were selected. And this is based on your community service of what you do after your military service.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic. Also, so you were a retired Army nurse, is that correct?
Yes, by profession I am a registered nurse, and so
Okay.
I spent 12 years in the Army Reserves with the Nurse Corps. So my active duty time was Desert Storm.
Okay, wow. So I know you're still involved and there's things that you're doing still to help out, and I know the clothing drive is something that you guys just did to help the vets.
Right. Well, I'm the coordinator of Women Veterans Initiative, which
Okay.
is an initiative of United States Vets, Inc. And so my focus is predominantly on finding women veterans and identifying their needs, but also to increase awareness in the community that there are women veterans out there and that their needs are almost or exceeding those of men with suicide and homelessness. So you asked about the clothing drive. Last year, I met a woman who owns an estate planning or sale business. And so she remembered me and called, and she said, I have a lot of clothes, and this was in Adrian, Michigan. Well, a lot of clothes. This was a compulsive shopper hoarder. And so I made 2 trips up the first time, and then we just made another one. So this time I brought back warm sweaters, some Christmas sweaters so that the women can have a little
Sure.
bling, and coats and some tops. And so on Sunday, I ran from 1 to 4 for the women veterans to stop in and pick up free clothing.
Oh, that's fantastic. One of the things we love about this show and having guests like you on is to raise awareness. And so people get to see how they can also get involved and help out. So that's great. The clothing, obviously, that makes a big difference, especially going into winter. What are some other things that the viewers could do to possibly help out, especially with women vets?
Well, as Chris just mentioned, we are needing some funding. And so some of the things that we do is we've paid utility bills, we've helped get a veteran moved. Sometimes they need just transportation. We've gotten free dentures for one.
Wow.
So a monetary donation would be helpful. Also, I have some friends that have been donating some food items. So I run that out of my garage as well. So I have my own department store in my garage. But whatever the need is, and the women are not as forthcoming as men, so we're not easily identified. So we don't have caps on our vests to say that we're
Sure.
served. I work personally, more one-on-one with a lot of the women to identify their needs. One of their other needs is socialization. And so through United States Vets Inc., there's usually an annual summer free picnic for all veterans. And then I do a Christmas party. So again, I find inexpensive estate sale gifts. We wrap them really beautifully, and we have a little a gathering then. And we provide the hors d'oeuvres, and the women could open the gifts, but to talk.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's a great way for you to give back, and we appreciate all that you're doing there. So how can folks, if they'd like to get involved and maybe donate, or if they've got some things that they could to give to you, how could they find you, and how can they best get that to you?
Well, I'm through United States Vets Inc., and so that they can contact Chris, which I can't remember his email address.
Hey, that's right. I think we can put that on the screen. We can get that on there for you. So yeah, that'll be good. So that's the best way to contact.
That's the easiest way. Yes. Yeah. I do publish a monthly newsletter that is free to the women veterans and my business contacts that I've made just to keep them informed. Again, on activities that we're doing, ways in which to socialize, educational opportunities, community service, whatever strikes my fancy, I publish.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for all you're doing. I know as a business owner, we look forward to hiring vets because the skills that they have, the discipline that we see, but like Chris said too, about the willingness to serve. And we notice that especially on our salespeople. But also even in all facets of the dealership, having vets on our staff, I think makes us a better company. So we're looking for vets all the time. We love to hire vets and people that have served our country. I always like to ask folks that come in on the show if they have a story maybe that sums up what they do, or if there's something that you've done either in your time when you were serving or maybe serving now and helping women. Is there a story that you have that maybe can sum up who you are and what you do and why you love what you do?
So much from my military life and my nursing life have interchanged. And so my job in the military was to set up a 400-bed hospital in Desert Storm and then to help run that. So that I think is ingrained in me throughout my life, that I'm there to help. And I think that's the greatest thing that I like. I think you need to be able to put yourself out there, not be afraid to do that. So I'm trying to lead by example to get the women to come out and to say that we can do things. I think my best story, it's my favorite story about one of my women veterans is when I met her, she was 94 and Jeanette served in the Navy in World War II, and she was stationed in New York, and she just loved to talk about her service. And so for about 4 or 5 years, I visited her once a week, and she would just talk about service, show me her pictures. So it's meeting individual women, and hearing their stories. And, some of the stories that I hear, I think my life has just been a piece of cake, that I've had no problems in my life. And so if I can help in any small way, that's what I'm, I think, here to do. What I would like for the community, I do a free presentation in the community, and it's called Military Life in Desert Storm. So it's my story as a female soldier and those things that a woman needs to go through in the military. So it's to increase those issues, but it's to let any family know that you don't always have to be shot at to develop post-traumatic stress disorder. And so I'm just trying to get the word out again. So I have my focus is that women's issue, and again, introduce into the community that there are women veterans.
Well, that is fantastic, and thank you for being here. Hopefully more people will check that out and learn a little bit too in the process.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot for tuning in to Steve Taylor's Community Connection. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.